It's Monica from Inspired and Intentional here, and today I am going to work on this piece that I have been neglecting and that I have been having a really hard time finishing while I talk about something that I just realized in terms of like a pattern that I have. And I think that other people might have that pattern as well. So, have you ever binged like a really intense show full of violence or toxic relationships or just topics that make your heart feel a little bit heavy? And when you're done, your energy feels darker than when you started, or maybe a little bit off. Well, that's not an experience that's unique to you. You're definitely not alone there. And that's actually your nervous system being affected by what you're consuming. And I actually recently started noticing that pattern in myself, that the movies I watch, the TV I watch, the music I listen to, directly impacts my mood and my creativity. And that being said, when I am feeling dragged down by my pain and I can't get off the couch and I need to sit down and relax, often my go-to TV is super dramatic and oftentimes trashy and sometimes involves a lot of intense topics and things like that. And I've always noticed that after I've finished watching those kinds of shows, or like I've binged the series, that my energy feels different and I have to like shake it off kind of. But what I recently noticed is that it actually impacts my creativity. The subject matter of the things that I create after I've consumed something like that is not the same as when I don't overindulge in that kind of TV. For example, I usually focus on female dominant characters in my art and nature, florals, scenery, landscapes. But after I watched Peaky Blinders, for example, I drew a picture of a man with a gun in his mouth. My creative, not inspiration, but my creative output became darker like the shows that I was watching. And it's actually the same with music too. I love super loud metal with big screams and big instruments. I love super loud EDM with that bass pumping in your head. And I love that aggressive rap music, particularly when I'm working out, let's be honest. But all of those music have one thing in common. They get your heartbeat pumping and they stick in my head. I don't know what it is. It's the sounds that make my ears happy. But even that, when I listen to it nonstop, has an effect on my creativity and the way I'm thinking and my mindset. The music that I listen to does play a role in my creativity as well, in the way that, again, same things. What I'm creating after I've had a streak where I've only listened to violent metal or super aggressive rap is different. Or when I listen to EDM that's all about parties, drinking, and drugs, my mindset and the art that I create is completely different after. And I don't identify with any of the above things. I just like the way the music sounds. But music is so personal to me, and I will immerse myself fully into what I'm listening, even if that's a podcast or a movie or whatever background noise that I have going around me consistently, even if I'm not cognizantly paying attention to it in the moment, it's still having an impact on me. So what I started experimenting with is, instead of using music in my headphones 24/7 and movies on my bad days, I've started listening to podcasts, and I've started being super intentional with the choices I'm making when I need that background noise, because I'm still going to watch the shows that I watch, maybe not with the same volume, and I'm still going to listen to my music when I'm going to the gym or when I'm driving, and even just dance around the house and clean, things like that. But I'm really intentional about not listening to music with those feelings and watching shows with those super deep topics 24/7. Because I am a background noise 24/7 person that cannot be quiet in my house. If I can hear the traffic on the street outside my window, I can't focus. If I can hear the lights buzzing or the fridge making noises or my cat playing with things, I cannot focus. It won't happen. So I need to have constant sound input going into my brain, but I have to be more particular about what it is. Shift has actually been massive. I've been trying to put that into practice and be more intentional about what my background noise is, and I have noticed a drastic shift. I'm working on larger pieces, and I have the ambition and drive to take on larger pieces and remain consistent with it and not getting bored or not feeling like it doesn't resonate anymore because my mindset's different. And that's huge. And I started daily manifesting with my background noise the things that I'm trying to achieve and the goals that I'm trying to achieve. Instead of putting in and manifesting what I'm accidentally absorbing as background noise, being super intentional, and it has actually made a difference. Even only after a week, it's made a huge difference. And I highly recommend taking stock and noticing, do you have something similar? Do you feel different after you've listened to too much of one background noise or watched too much of one show? If so, are there ways that you can either lessen that, the time that you spend on it, or choose an alternative, or even just be more mindful about the time that you spend on that one thing so that you're not constantly training your brain and your nervous system for that? I think that this challenge is so important because your mood and your mindset and your creativity, they're all shaped by what you feed them. Thanks for watching and have a great day.